Hello guys, this is the SWTOR guy here and welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I've done like any of these kind of videos and stuff like that. The reason behind it because, you know, life, simple as that. But now I miss this, like I really miss this, to just jump in to talk about some discussions and what has happened and stuff like that. Since there is no news came up and also in January probably we're gonna have a roadmap and stuff like that. Until then, I'm going to talk about or discuss this year what has happened, because let's face it, it's not much until the end of the year. So let's talk about what has happened in 2017 in terms of SWTOR, or as you see in the title, why is probably one of the best / worst year in terms of Star Wars The Old Republic. Now let's talk about this. Why is it the title is a little bit of clickbaity, do not get me wrong, it is right. Like this year in terms of SWTOR is one of the best. The reason behind it, because they are really going to focus more on the MMO style and everything that is like pretty much MMO. But there is some aspects for the game that is really left off or just pushed more, that not necessarily what we wanted. But I'm here, as you see, on the patch notes, and I'm actually just gonna go through the patch notes and I'm gonna compare it, what has happened to previous years, and see the comparison if it was better or worse in terms of that year or that year. So first off, we have Game Update 5.1 Defend the Throne on January 23rd, 2017. So in this update we had the uprisings. Now this was the first uprising, so we got like 5 new uprisings. I think it was on normal modes, and after that so pretty much like story mode, and after that normal mode. So it was pretty fine. It was really refresh. And after that, some also like the unassembled gear pieces came out, which came a lot of confusions to the players what has happened. So it was a really weird method in earlier this year, but they fixed it, thank God. And not really much stuff other than that. It's just some really regular issues, but nothing much out of that. So that was on January 23rd. Moving on, I think we have just some small updates. We have a bonus XP event came out, and superior command XP. Not much of a big deal, like it's just there, simple as that. Game Update 5.1.2, as you're seeing it already, there has been more of like fixings / rewarding to the players and stuff like that, instead of bringing new content. So this is where I wanted to stop a little bit. So this Game Update 5.1.2, or until Game Update 5.1 until Game Update 5.2, there has been a lot of fixes and just helping out the players. Patches came in, and I think that is really important. Let's face it, at the time, or back in the days, there was just some more content. They wanted to push into more content, and there was more bugs came in. At least what they're trying to do here is just focus more on fixing a lot of stuff that was wrong in that times, and actually make it preferable, because let's face it, we don't like bugs. And at the end of the day, the bugs are gonna be still like compelling and gonna be more and stuff like that. It's just gonna be bad at some point if we're gonna have tons of flashpoints. So or tons of content, but tons and tons of bugs as well at the same time. And just a lot of people are gonna be really annoyed for these bugs. Game Update 5.1.3, as you see, more bug fixes and things like that, which are really necessary. Game Update, that was the wrong one. Game Update 5.2. This was another one. This is where we get the new IOCAT storyline. This is also where we got the first Operation Boss in Gods from the Machine. That was a really decent fight as well, and a lot of people obviously wanted it. The Galaxy map, some Galactic Command gear changes, as I talked about, they changed it. Master Mode uprisings came in, and obviously class changes and returning companions. So this was like kind of a mix-up what has happened. So we have new story for story-oriented players, new operation boss for ops players, Galaxy map, command gearing changes, and class for pretty much quality of life stuffs. And also we have gear changes for operations and slash PvP, companions for story obviously, and master mode uprisings for hardcore master mode uprising players, I guess. Nothing else to say about that. And again, game update 5.1, again just some other fixes, items in the economy, and as you see a lot of NPCs has been fixed. Game update 5.2.2 is the National Life Day came in. Other than that, again, just some fixes when you're traveling to Belsavis, the Section X will no longer selected. These are just some small things, but a lot of people not appreciate it. I am at some point, so I am really appreciating just some small patches and stuff like that. But already, as you see, we started it in January. Like as you're seeing, it had some content, but until April, or what is it? Yeah, April, we not even received too much, or just until June or July, something like that, where we got game update 5.3, as we got the Manan Stronghold, another operation boss fight, and some customizations. But other than that, not much of a big deal. Just again some more class changes, which a lot of players obviously preferred. I'm not. That's their problem, but I'm not preferring it. Game update 5.3.8. Again, some other fixes, nothing else to say about that. But after that, we got game update 5.4 in less than 1 month, I believe. We got a new new flashpoint. We got a new stronghold again, ranked season 9, again customizations and item rating display, which are quality of life stuff. So as you see, they're trying to push out a little bit more of story oriented on this patch, but not necessarily. They just went more to the quality of life stuffs. Again, just some class changes and some proper minor bug fixes and things like that. But other than that, not much of a big deal. Just some fixes on missions and stuff like that, and rewarding the players for better and stuff like that, which are really necessary at some point, because a lot of people wanted that. Game update 5.4.8, as you see, not much. Game update 5.5, where we got again some double rewards, and also cartel market interface, which helped a lot in the cartel market. That was like one of the best things in the cartel market since, I don't know, since the launch. Other than that, I didn't say any bad slash good thing about the cartel market, but that was a really big improvement, and let's face it, the cartel market needed it. Again, 5.5.8, as you see, just some IOCAT rewards and stuff like that. Press the wrong button. 5.5.1, United Forces. This is where all started to get all of the new 5 servers, log in, Darth Hexit companions and stuff like that. Game update 5.5.8, some fixes, and game update 5.6 is where we got pretty much everything in terms of this year. So we got new almost for everything: new Galactic Starfighter map, new boss fight, new flashpoint, activities window, which is again another quality of life stuff, Master's Datacron, which obviously you can start instantly for level 70, and again some other changes in terms of the activity window, and also some other class changes slash quality of life stuffs. And obviously that's where we here right now, game update 5.6.1, where we got the new war zone, and obviously the double XP and stuff like that, and also some bug fixes. Now in terms of this year, I definitely can say this year was just a quality of life update in terms of Star Wars The Old Republic. Let's face it, in terms of this year, there was not much content. But they trying to fixing the game as differently as possible. Like, to be perfectly honest, we here in this year to talk about 3 big updates. So first, we here to talk about the Uprisings, which came out on January. On April, where we got all of the Master Mode difficulties and stuff like that, and also new Operation Boss Fight and stuff like that. Game Update 5.3, where we got new Stronghold and the Operation Boss Fight. Sorry, on Game Update 5.2, I don't think we received an Oh yeah, that's where we received another one. Yep, I'm right, as you see. Game Update 5.4, where we got another Operation Boss Fight, and they wanted to push it this like this operation until this year, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. And obviously after that, another boss fight came in this year, so that we got like 3 boss fights, we got a lot of uprisings, we got 2 new flashpoints inside of the Crisis of Umbara and the Traitor Among the Chiss, also in a lot of difficulties. But to be perfectly honest, especially on this year, the only thing we can talk about is definitely quality of life change. Like, they trying to improve the game to be better and not to screw up later when they're going to release new stuffs in next year. I don't think it's necessarily good, because obviously a lot of people want to see new content. But if this means next year we're gonna have probably the biggest expansion ever, like, it's much bigger than Shadow Revan, much bigger than Knights of the Fallen Empire / Eternal Throne. If that's the case, I'm fine. But if I'm just gonna be fine if I get a similar caliber as Shadow Revan. Like, to be perfectly honest, that was, I think, one of the best years and shining years in terms of Star Wars The Old Republic. Like, obviously at the beginning it was really shiny because millions of players are logged in and stuff like that. But other than that, obviously at the end of the year, because obviously Knights of the Eternal Throne came out almost at the end of 2016, but at the very beginning of 2017. So obviously at the beginning, this year we had some content. But in terms of this year, it's definitely forgettable, because it was happened on 2016. So I was thinking about, like, really it's actually this is the time where I can talk about it. It's actually, as you're seeing it, it's December 29th. It's exactly a year ago when it came out, Knights of the Eternal Throne. So, Kodet came out exactly a year ago, and I thought, like, really? It happened a year ago? Like, Jesus. And I thought it's happened on this year, but it is not. It feels like it happened this year, but not. Let's face it. And comparing it to different expansions and years, what has happened, like, I'm gonna be really honest. Like, I think what they done in terms of 2014 until they starting to getting up to Knights of the Fallen Empire, so until Game Update 3.0 to 4.0, it was awesome. Like, let's face it, at the beginning, you just got, like, just to look at it. I'm gonna go through all of the patch notes here. So we got the Shadow of Revan. So we got a big expansion, obviously a new level reach. We got 2 new planets. In this year, we got none. Or, let's face it, we got, okay, 2 new ones, Caparo and Umbara, but both of them are in flashpoints. So they are not even mentioning it, talking about new planets and stuff like that. Reputations, obviously. New flashpoints. 2 new flashpoints in an expansion. And also 2 new operations in a new expansion. Like, that is what I'm talking about. And also hard mode flashpoints for the old ones. And also, again, some quality of life stuffs like ranked, bounty, okay, obviously bounty weekend event and stuff like that. Obviously, rewards, and checking out all of the new stuff that has happened in the game. It was so awesome. And after that, went down to Ziost, and after that, building it up to Knights of the Fallen Empire, which was crazy. And after that, we still got like monthly or almost monthly patches. But not just that, we got story and pretty much everything in some of the patches. So for example, we got the Anarchy on Paradise, and also we got 2 new companions, crafting updates, and all kinds of stuff. Where was the crafting update this year? Like, all we got this year is pretty much 2 new materials, or probably 4, because it started in the early 2017. But other than that, this was probably the worst year in terms of content in Star Wars The Old Republic. That's why I say it. It was the worst. However, in terms of quality of life, in terms of fixing a lot of stuff that was bad and still was in the game for a long time, they fixing it, and that was the best in terms of 2017. To fix everything and then move on now to the next year and start fresh, and let's see what they're going to bring. Pretty much that's the concept out of it, I think. But what do you guys think of this year? Let me know down in the comment section below. I really wanted to discuss this, guys, with you. What do you guys think of this year in terms of SWTOR in content? It was good enough? It was bad? It was not the worst? Like, legit, let me know in the comment section below your opinions. I really want to start a discussion about this. And obviously, Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Because yeah, the year is done, 2017 is done, and I will see you guys in 2018. Bye guys.